So one of the most important things that we teach in the guide is a method that's called pace-pace-lead. And it has to do with understanding that a relationship follows a very natural progression. So pace-pace-lead means that when you're relating to a woman, when you're interacting with her, you can't just go after what you want. If you do that, you're going to scare her away. I may have just scared you when I did that on the video. So that's exactly what you don't want to do in relationships. You want to identify, pace-pace-lead means identify how she's acting. Identify her body language, her words, how she's behaving, and through her actions, she's actually going to tell you, and through her words on emails, she's going to demonstrate very clearly to you how interested she is. So for example, I was on a first date with this really great woman, beautiful, intelligent, picked her up. We went out to a wine place, and they're little things that women do. So for example, we walked into the wine bar, and it was middle of winter in New York, so it was really cold. I took her coat, and she handed it to me, and she put her hand on my hand. Mind you, this is the first time we meet. Her hand was on my hand for a few seconds, and then she pulled away. So then I hung up her coat, we sat down, and while we were having a glass of wine, having our hors d'oeuvres, she would reach across the table and put her hand on my hand again, and she would flick her hair to the side. All these are little signs that she's really interested. And then eventually we were having a conversation, and we were talking about how messy our apartments are, just totally random conversation. And she mentioned, like, oh yeah, my house is such a mess. And you'll see later on tonight what I mean by that. So this is what I mean by pace-pace-lead. If you just heard that, you should have reacted like, oh my god, that's clearly she's interested, right? Because you're going to see later like what my apartment looks like. So we teach you in the guide how to identify those kinds of things in women's emails so that you know exactly the next step to take. You'll know exactly what to say, you'll know exactly when to ask for a first date, when to ask for her phone number, and through this pace-pace-lead method, guaranteed you're going to have a bunch of first dates and have a lot of success identifying the right women, going out with the right women, and having a lot of fun doing it.